Hi, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is Stormcrow, and I am making a Silt Crawler, which, if you haven't heard of before, is a rather terrible card from Prophecy, one of the worst designed sets in Magic's history. The design of the creature's cool, though. So I started with this simple ball and Nomad Sculpt and used the move tool to drag out the limbs and other body parts to get a basic shape, and then smooth down the unusual sections with the smooth tool. I used the inflate tool to fill out the parts that were thinned by the move tool, and then I used the trim tool to chop out a part of the model to make the basic mouth shape. I used the move tool and smoothing tool to shape the mouth made by the trim tool to a better shape. Good enough. A bit of shaping with the inflate tool, and then trim down the mouth back a little bit with the trim tool. Making the little bump on its chin with the move tool, just dragging it out. Making the basic creases in the legs with the crease tool. Use the masking tool to isolate the head so I can for modification, and then lose a bunch of footage for texturing and detailing. Adding a basic block to make the mouth membrane thing, and then trimming it down to size. Texturing the mouth membrane by going over it a bunch of times with the brush tool and then the crease tool. Increasing the poly count of the areas I want to texture so it takes the texture well. Stamping a bunch of basic scales over the back of the legs. And then using a diamond stamp to create the large scales on the upper legs. Simple texture on the toes with the brush tool. I made the claws with the cylinder tool, narrowing one end and then smoothing out the tip to make it look a little more pointed. Making the toe webbing with a simple block and trimming it down to size. deepening the throat and making the mouth texture just by digging in with the brush tool. Using the masking tool to make more basic adjustments to the head. A lot of textures can just be made by drawing lines with the brush tool or the crease tool and just over and over and over and over until it's all nice and textured. This is a little empty spot in the narration that I can explain why the prophecy set was just so bad. The lead designer of that set hadn't worked designs for any of the other sets, thought that tapping out your own land was a fun mechanic, and thought that sacrificing your lands for abilities would be a mechanic that people would like to play, and making it so your opponents can counter your spell as part of your spell was also fun. And the lead designer never designed another Magic set afterwards for obvious reasons. Because they're bad at it. Making the spikes going down the spine using the curve repeat modifier and the mirroring tool to make a lot of spikes at the same time, and once the basic shape positions of all the spikes were set using the curve tool, I did some final adjustments with the standard individual tweak gimbal. Guess who recorded adding the model to Blender and stopped the recording when they started making the armature, and then forgot to record posing it. So have some random flailing with the rigged model because I was annoyed for forgetting to record all of the stuff I need to do on Blender. or did on Blender. Thankfully, I only forgot to record the first wash of the light tan on its belly and the pinkish mouth shading. I then added a darker green-gray speed paint for the back of the spine, and then some brownish around the rest of it. So no high-level painting here. It's just a bunch of slapping on washes and some dry brushing, because that, I guess, highlights the model's details better. After doing the basic color washes, I added a layer of Agrex Earthshade to enhance the texturing and stuff. And I lightened the mouth again with another coat of light pink. Then I did a tan dry brush over the whole model to enhance, bring out the edge highlighting. Painting its little toenails. Then slapping a coat of Nuln Oil. Simple black bases, so just a simple coat of black paint on for the base. So now I model render and the final mini. So if you want to print your own Silt Crawler, I have uploaded the model where you can to Thingiverse and Printables, where you can download it for free. And I also have a Patreon for my 3D modeling stuff. Patreon's not for YouTube yet. Probably ever, maybe, I don't know. Link in the description for everything.